It's obnoxious. The fucking ignorance in this country is fucking obnoxious, bro.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to the show. I am so glad you could be here today. We have a great one planned for you. But first, we need to thank today's sponsor. It is at Melissa Sullivan 58.99. Thank you very much, Melissa, for sponsoring today's episode and your continuing patronage to the channel. I do appreciate it, and I hope you're having a great day today, Melissa. All right, well, listen, we've got a lot of good show to get to. We've got this Islamic takeover, basically this real threat to America, and I don't understand why politicians aren't saying more about it, because there are clear and present dangers showing up in many cities around the country. So we'll get into that, and of course we've got a lot of liberal craziness to get to as well. So let's stop talking, my friends, and let's get on with the rest of the show.
Yo, guys. Hey, just bank it. Sorry. I just got pepper spray. Multiple people assaulted with pepper spray from this side of coming over here. I can identify them. This is why Dearborn, Michigan. This is why Dearborn, Michigan needs to be cleared and swiped of Muslims. They don't know how to behave. You take out. No, I don't want to be anywhere near Dearborn.
Unfortunately, I think that the confrontation that we just saw in Dearborn is only going to escalate, especially as the anti-Islamic movement gets stronger, that voice gets louder. These two ideologies just do not mix. It is oil and water, or whatever you want to use for an analogy for something that doesn't go together. But the American culture, the Constitution, Sharia law, Islamic beliefs, they don't work together. Germany and Norway are not looking great. England, yeah, pretty wrecked right there. Oh, Sweden is straight up on fire. France, not looking very good. What is going on? Let's get the rest of the story. Yeah, okay, so there's an Islamic dude with a torch burning the entire world down and coming up on the United States. Now, this is showing a real resistance to this Islamic influence, but I don't know. There's a lot of countries that have fallen. England is definitely one of them. It is basically no more, and unless they do something real quick and very drastic. And I'm afraid that, well, it is creeping in the United States, and it's getting stronger. It's getting bigger, spreading from city to city. Dearborn is probably ground zero. We've got Texas, which has actually 2 Sharia law courts running in America, which is, as far as I know, completely illegal. Plus, Texas just did that Sharia law ban, so I don't really know what is going on there, but it needs to be addressed by the politicians, and we need to do something.
You don't understand that Islam is public enemy #1 against Christ. Islam goes against everything Christ teaches. I don't care how this makes you feel. If you're uncomfortable with this, that just means you're uncomfortable with the truth that Christ came here to teach. Islam does not worship God, quote unquote. Islam worships Satan. Look at the Quran. Look at what they're teaching. Look at what's going on in Africa right now. They are killing these people because that's what they're supposed to do. They are killing Christians because that's what their Quran tells them to do. That's what Allah tells them to do. In their mind, them killing Christians is going to get them 72 virgins in heaven. That's what we're dealing with right now. That is what is coming to our front door if we don't stand firm in the truth.
Dearborn, Michigan is the perfect case study about why Islam is not compatible with American society or civilization at large. Did Dearborn become a beacon of light and hope? Is it full of charity and people looking out for one another and peace and coexistence and, oh my gosh, the amount of doctors and lawyers? No, Dearborn, Michigan is absolutely disgusting. It is filled with crime, it is filled with poverty, and it is filled with American citizens being told that if they do not want to bow down to the Islamization of America, then they need to get the hell out, even being told that by their own politicians. They feel like Islam can rule over everything there, right? They loudly play their call to prayer, and if you have a problem with it, despite the fact that it legally breaks city ordinance with how loud it is, then you're told to leave and that you need to be quiet and that you just need to submit to their way of living. If you think that this is a coincidence, if you think that they have any intention of stopping there, then you are deluding yourself. These people are extremely violent. They don't want open discourse. They don't want open dialogue about religion. They do not see you as an equal, and girls who do not wear hijabs there or who do not dress in their definition of modesty are oftentimes harassed for it. They even went so far as to try to stop people from being able to walk their dogs because they see dogs as unclean animals. This is absolutely disgusting, and I hope the American people start to wake up and realize what's actually going on over there.
Death to Canada! Death to the United States! And death to Israel! We are Hezbollah, and we are Hamas! Israel, burn, burn! Palestinians, return!
Is what's going on in Minnesota not enough? Is Dearborn, Michigan not enough? Is what's going on in New York not enough? Is now what's going on in Texas not enough? Literal 2 Sharia law courts are down in Texas as we speak. What the is it going to take before some of you realize what's going on? Go ahead and try and argue with me and tell me there's not an attack on Christianity, and then I'm going to point you towards Nicki Minaj openly talking to you about what is going on worldwide against Christianity. It's also happening in America. I'm not even remotely religious a little bit, but the writing on the wall is so obvious that it's not even funny anymore. I know some of you think that it's hilarious to try and with Christians all the time, but when you see this happening and you know what's going on over in the UK, because I don't just stay inside of a bubble or an echo chamber like a lot of you, then maybe you'll understand what's going on here now. I suggest you do a little bit of research instead of listening to your politicians that you fall head over heels for simply because they have a pretty face. It's obnoxious. The ignorance in this country is obnoxious, bro.
All right, my friends, it is time. We have arrived at that liberal pool of madness, so sit back, relax, and buckle up. We're about to enter the Lib Zone.
So, quick question. Who gonna create the first black hospital in America? Black owned. All black. Sorry, I'm sorry to say it like that, but I just don't trust I don't trust these people to take care of me in the hospital setting.
These people? Well, who exactly are you talking about when you say these people?
That's why I haven't been to one. Haven't been to one in about over 5 years. I'm not going to any doctor's appointments or visits until that changes, okay? Because why am I going to trust my enemy to take care of me when clearly we are seeing examples right now, like that girl in the hospital with that damn nurse. They've been doing this. They've been doing this shit to us, okay? They've been showing our mortality rate, infant mortality rate, and our mortality rate, period, in these hospital settings. So why am I going to go in there and be careful about people who's trying to genocide me anyway? No, I'm good. Thank you, though. Thank you. Thank you to you people. I will never go into a hospital setting as long as you're taking care.
I know I tell y'all almost every damn day why I don't have sympathy for men, but the main reason is because they already get enough sympathy and grace. Because a man can go in a motherfucking movie theater, he can, touch children.
What did you say?
And he can shoot up people. He can, be in public and be ejaculating.
What the hell did you just say?
And nutting on people and nutting on women. And just doing all kind of crazy, inhumane, asinine shit. And you pick me, bitches. Society, other men, everybody would just be like, oh, but he didn't have a father growing up. And, well, you got to understand where he's coming from and his emotions. But let a bitch get pregnant. Let a bitch show her stomach, her ass. Let a grown woman express and rap about her wanting some dick. A grown woman. And y'all ready to sit up here and faint.
I don't really know who exactly you're hanging around with, but I think you need to get a new set of friends because these people sound disgusting. I heard a chirp. Laughed my butt off. I heard the chirp. There's always a chirp. It's kind of a weird thing. I don't know. But anyways, laugh out loud. I need a translator. Yeah, she was kind of going all over the place. Where the hell is she hanging out? That was kind of my question. Yeah, she needs to change up her whole entire crew of people she hangs out with.
The most racist place you can go to is a predominantly black area. These are the modern day sundown towns that black people love to talk about. If you're not black, you're more likely to be attacked. If you're not black, you're going to pay those white people prices or those non-black prices when you go to these areas. Black people love to sit here and act like nobody wants them to go anywhere, that they're locked into their communities. But really, everyone is locked from black communities. Making any kind of investment or venturing into a predominantly black area causes more risk and more danger to you than it would a black person venturing out of a black area. More opportunity and more benefit comes from a black person leaving a predominantly black area than they would staying in it. So your modern day sundown town is a black area. Go into a predominantly black area and be non-black and see what happens. It's often not a pleasant experience, or maybe you just get lucky and nothing happens. But if you're white or Asian, you most definitely would be harassed. Black people love to sit here and act as if America is the worst place for them, but we make our areas, the places that we occupy, the worst for everyone else to come into. And that's just the honest truth and an honest fact that if you disagree with it, you're not living in reality.
So I've actually experienced that firsthand, what that guy was talking about, being harassed if you're white. This one trip I was taking back to Chicago, I flew into Midway and I came in at I don't know, it was like midnight or 1. I don't know, it was a crazy time to land. But my friend came and picked me up and we were in a van and he is, he's as white as can be. He's a nice little ginger. But on our way back, my friend was like, we're not going to take the highway, the direct route to get back home. He decided to, I don't know, take the side streets or something, which put us right through a very, very black neighborhood. And like I said, this was like 12, 1, maybe it was 11. It was late at night in any case. And as we were driving through this neighborhood, there were like, all of a sudden, all of these black people out on the street, and they started like yelling at us. And they actually started throwing bottles and cans and I don't even know what else at the van as we're passing. I don't really know what they were saying because our windows were up, but I'm sure it wasn't very nice. But it was like, really? That had never happened to me before in my entire life, regardless of what neighborhoods I've driven through. I don't know. It's just interesting. There is like this weird mentality that dominates these black communities that I just really don't understand. Let me know if you've ever been harassed or anything thrown at you while driving or otherwise while driving through a black neighborhood at night. Someplace you probably shouldn't have been. Anyways, let me know. The problem isn't who spends 4 to 8 years in the White House. The problem is who spends 30 to 40 years in Congress. Yeah, I think we're seeing the fruits of that problem right now.
Imagine living in America and being told you can't wear the American flag because it disrupts the learning environment. Yeah, that's where we're at. Roseville Community Schools in Michigan literally banned students from wearing the American flag. I'm not kidding, the American flag. Everything else on the dress code seems fair. See-through clothing, banned, understandable. Low-cut tops, saggy pants, pajamas, inappropriate slogans. Yeah, I get it. But suddenly the US flag is thrown on that list, while every other flag is somehow not mentioned. And here's the thing, the American flag doesn't automatically mean Republican or conservative. It's the flag of everyone who lives here. And even if someone is conservative and wants to wear it, so frickin' what? It's literally the symbol of the country. We have flags outside our schools. We have flags at car dealerships. I used to say the Pledge of Allegiance every single morning to the flag. Somehow that was fine, but now wearing a flag, disruptive. This is the kind of slow cultural shift we've seen happen in other places, Canada and England, where people start treating their own country's flag like it's offensive instead of unifying. You should be allowed to be proud of your country in your own country, period.
I'm actually kind of loving this whole thing with the Epstein files being released because the Democrats have been screaming for it to be released so that they can obviously weaponize it against President Trump. But man, this effort is seriously boomeranging on them because, let's face it, a vast majority of the people that hung out with Epstein, that donated to Epstein, that took money from Epstein, they're all Democrats. And we're already seeing the consequences of their efforts to open up this Pandora's box. We've got the representative, I think it's Plaskett, who is now confirmed that during a hearing against Trump, basically, they were talking to Trump's lawyer, who eventually turned on Trump. But during that hearing, she was actively texting Epstein to get information to use to try to get Trump. I mean, this is bizarro world. And of course, the Democrats, every single time this is going to come up, they're just going to be like, there's nothing to see. It's all completely innocent. Let's just move on. We really need to move on. But I don't think they're going to be able to move on from this. Take a look at this next clip. It's the crap is starting to hit the fan all over the place. And there's going to be massive collateral damage for the Democrats because they wanted the Epstein files released. So here's what you wanted. Take a look.
Why should Americans trust you and House Democrats on the Jeffrey Epstein files when one of your own, Congresswoman Plaskett, was found to be texting with Jeffrey Epstein during a hearing, getting information from him, using that in her questioning during a congressional hearing, and at one point he tells her, good job.
This is a bipartisan effort to make sure that, consistent with what the survivors have requested, that there's full and complete transparency, and every single predator who may be in those Justice Department files doesn't escape accountability.
Grandpa.
Yes.
A person wrote in, tell Grandpa that Hakeem Jeffries is dollar store Obama.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't think it. Do they sell 10-cent things in the dollar store?
Isn't it amazing that the media got low information people to focus on an email exchange between Mark and Jeffrey Epstein that Mark Epstein said was nothing but made up stories because it said Donald Trump and Bubba and you thought it was some illicit gay affair between Donald Trump and Bill Clinton? Turns out the word Bubba, just a derogatory term for a certain group of people, but you weren't focusing on the other 33,000 communications and questioning why did congressional members, White House legal counsel, former CIA directors, former assistant secretary of states, why did they have Jeffrey Epstein's number? Why were they texting and communicating and strategizing with him? Why did the former head of the CIA meet with Jeffrey Epstein in his Manhattan apartment? Why was Jeffrey Epstein feeding a congressional member questions in the middle of a hearing? Then they had the next email exchange, which was from Virginia Roberts, but they just whited it out and put victim. You bit hook, line, and sinker, but you weren't talking about the government shutdown. Longest in history, one that cost the American taxpayers billions of dollars that the Democrats said they had to do because it's the only leverage they had to accomplish absolutely nothing. Sent the airline industry into turmoil, SNAP benefits into turmoil, cost people their jobs, got them furloughed, lost their paychecks. But as long as you focused on those false narratives, You'll never look at the real stories, will you?
Okay, I'm sorry. If I get into your Uber and you're playing one version of music and then I hop in and you automatically change it to hip hop, that's a problem for me. It's a problem for me. That's a problem for me. It's a problem. Just because I'm black, you automatically think I want to listen to rap and hip hop music.
Let's be honest. If country music was put on, this video would have still been made. How horrible that he tried to be accommodating. This 2025 victim mentality is wild. Like this bitch is listening to Mozart. That's funny, because she's totally not. I can guarantee it. The ceaseless search for racial grievance must be exhausting. And here's some more absolutely wonderful Gen X wisdom thrown down by, you know, I need to find out what this guy's name is because he's really good. And, you know, he drops a lot of F-bombs, but other than that, the guy's pretty based.
Okay, it's Wednesday. You know, I just got to let some people know because apparently they just don't understand or get it. And they feel they find enjoyment on making a rant. Your feelings. Black folks, white people don't give a you don't like them. They don't care. They're not trying to come in your neighborhood. They're not buying any brands you sell. They are not shopping in your stores. They're not coming to your detail shops unless they own a business and you got the best deal in the city. They don't venture off to come see black culture. They will enjoy it, but they will not come visit to see that culture. They're not coming to the lower end and lower society of the community to see you. So they don't give a if you don't like them. They don't. It's that simple. And white folks screaming that you don't like black folks, 90% of you that scream you don't like black folks, it shows. You don't go to the black communities. You ain't over listening to hip hop. The only time you watching a black person is when they're on a sports team. So you don't need to announce it to the rest of the world because you show the rest of the world that you just don't like black folks. And it's okay. If you don't like somebody, so what? Don't with them. When I grew up, if you didn't like somebody, you just didn't with them. It's that simple. There's nothing wrong with it. You just choose not to associate with that motherfucker. So your feelings, it is what it is. People don't care. If you don't like me simply because of my color, you keep it moving. Ain't gonna make my day hurt me. I don't give a
I think we should go back to teaching children that going to college is a good thing if you know exactly what you want to do with your life and get a meaningful degree. Do not just go to college for the experience.
Do you understand how absolutely wild it is that kids that went to trade school for free are now making way more money than those who paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to college at like 12% interest that will never be able to discharge that? That's crazy.
Yeah, I totally agree. 100%. Kids need to stop going to college and universities for 4 years, and they need to, quite frankly, start focusing on trade schools so they can learn a viable skill that right out of the gate they can start earning real money day one on their job. So don't go to college for just the experience, because otherwise you're going to be in massive debt at the end of that, and you're not going to be working at a real job.
Let's say you had a population that had been promised it, had control of its own government. And then for, 50 years, you did nothing to serve their actual interests. And you started to worry that they would rebel against you in some sort of violent revolution. Wouldn't you do everything you could to make them dumber and more passive, lower their testosterone, have some kratom, have some SSRIs, get fat? Why wouldn't you want that?
If I was an evil ruler and I wanted to create mental illness, what would I do?
What would you do?
All of those things you just mentioned. There was a Girl Scout who set up her cookie stand outside a pot dispensary in San Diego. And I'm like, that is brilliant evil ruler strategy. Get little girls that are really cute to sell you sugar with trans fats in them to people who are smoking pot.
And speaking of creating mental illness in the society, well, here's one of those people right now.
There is not a male loneliness epidemic. There is, however, a shitty male epidemic. Hope this helps.
Can I get a God Bless America?
Absolutely not.
Trump, free Palestine. I lived in America for 4 years. America.
Why?
Trump.
But you lived there. You didn't like it when you lived there?
No.
Why not?
Your policies are so f***ed up.
Yeah. Wait, I have one question.
Don't say it. What?
Could I get a God Bless America?
No. Free Palestine. Donald Trump. Free Palestine.
I tell you, this latest up-and-coming generation is absolutely cooked.
Protect illegal immigrants or protect homeless veterans?
Illegal immigrants.
Why?
Because America was built off illegal immigrants and immigrants coming into this country. And I feel like they should have rights too, just like everybody else.
But they're illegal.
Well, there's a system to get them legal, so there's still people at the end of the day treat everybody with respect and care. They're nothing different than you.
The veterans fought for the country, though.
Yes, but your homelessness is not something that other people should be paying for. And, you know, manage your money correctly, and you won't be homeless.
It's time for Dave's Detox. Oh no. Oh man. Wow. That's a lucky seal. Hey buddy. I had a really good salad too just last night. Wow. I'm telling you, that deer totally would have died if they didn't help. That's so, I mean, that's awesome that they helped, but that's so sad. What? The pet rhino? What is going on? Oh boy, how did, I think those were puppies. Aw, poor puppy. How did they get down there? Aw. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's not good. Our dog used to dig a little bit in the backyard. It's a nasty habit. Aw. What? Whoop! Totally gone. What? Wait! There's multiple cats in that? Alright. It's like what?
No.
Uh-oh. Don't do it! Don't do it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and thank you to all those that subscribed today. And if you hit that thumbs up, I do appreciate it. And don't take off just yet, because there's going to be a video showing up right around here and right around here in just a second. I think you'll enjoy them. And until the next episode, stay safe, know that you are loved and appreciated, and have a great day.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.